Welcome to this series where we are playing as a fugitive in No Man's Sky. That means we're playing on permadeath with maximum difficulty settings, and we've got limited access to the NPC factions. And we've reached a point where the only real task we've got to do is finding 5 graves. I found 2 so far. We've still got another 3 to find. And in the last part, I started a pattern search of I think it was a hot moon. And well, probably the best way to describe it is that I came up with another way to try and relieve the tedium, and it all went very badly wrong. So I'm just going to give you a potted version of why we're currently sat on a ice moon instead of a hot moon. And so what actually happened was I'd done 2 complete circuits of the moon with the search pattern that I adopted in the previous part. And then things got a bit complicated because it was pretty boring. There wasn't much on the moon. So I came up with an idea of, rather than doing a 3-hour session, that I would split it up into 1-hour sessions and then record it. If something happened, I would then store that file to put them together. And if nothing happened, I would delete it. So that was my new technique. I'd done about 3 sessions, which are separate sessions over the course of a day, and so I had about 3.5-4 hours of recording, and which would have boiled down to about 20 minutes, to be honest. And then I got bounced by one of these patrol sentinels ships that decided that I had contraband on them, and the only way I could deal with them was to get up into space and fight them. But as any of you who played the game know, that the Sentinels keep multiplying, and then they brought in more and more reinforcements. So in the end, I had to cut and run, and I had to leave the system. And I'll be completely honest, I was guilty of a bit of a rage quit. I thought, oh well, I'm just going to take a break and then come back and sort the mess out. And what happened during that break is I decided to tidy up some of the files, but obviously I got things wrong, and I deleted the wrong files, the files that actually had some content in. And of course, because I'd been bounced, I'd lost my position on the moon. So I thought, right, I'm going to start again. So I chose another moon that just happened to be in the system that I'd emergency jumped to, and I started the same pattern, but on that moon there was an aggressive creature. And one recommendation I will say is, don't try and do a pattern search on a moon that's got aggressive creatures, because you just keep getting knocked off course by having to keep fighting off these creatures. And so what I decided in the end was to sit down and have a complete rethink, and that's where we are now. What I've decided is to try another form of search pattern that might be a bit more interesting and give me a bit more content, because this is becoming a very tedious grind. I'll be completely upfront, guys. I've even considered maybe just kind of, maybe just going in to find a glyph is going to a space station, finding a traveller, and then finding a grave. But then, of course, we'd have to pay the penalty. That out the way, what is the current situation? Well, we are in a brand new system, and we are on a moon. It's slightly bigger than the last one, and we can see we're actually on the South Pole. And as a precaution, I've already been wandering around the top of the planet here, scanning the creatures. And I think what we've got left is, if I can see it, is a couple of flying ones. We've got one rare ground one, but if they're rare, I'm not too worried about it. But there's a predator here, but he's not aggressive. So I think we've got the right moon. Now I'm going to talk about the new search pattern. And this is going to involve a lot more work on foot initially, but the idea is that what I'm going to do is do a kind of forensic search pattern, and it's a kind of a spiral, but it's a stepped spiral. It's probably the best way to describe it, and probably the best way to kind of explain it is we are currently at minus 89.79. And that is, well, you can see there we are at minus 709. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start walking. Oops, haha. What I'm going to do is start walking north, because of course we're on the South Pole, and I want to find the prime meridian. And what we're going to do is walk north roughly 1,500 units. But as I say, I do... Why won't that go down? We're facing north. I think it's that way, isn't it? And what I did is I did a full search round the ship before I actually started the recording. We need to go that way slightly. And what I do need to do is keep a check on the ship. So we're only about 165 away at the moment. One thing about this planet is we are going through quite a lot of resources. This is the local predator, but he's not. You can see he's just attacked that creature there. We're just going to jump over. Right, I mean, I don't have to be precisely for the moment. We can center it once we get, as long as we stay fairly close to the. Brilliant. What on earth are you? Right, we're 574. So we've got to go roughly 1,500 units south. Now, the reason I've chosen 1,500 units is that I know that the actual... Where's the ship gone? I know that the safe scan range is roughly about 750 meters with my current setup, because that's the distance I found a grave at. Oops, we've got to stay true to north. Might be easier if we just keep going north and then correct the prime meridian later on. So we'll just go there, turn round. Right, we've set 576. We're positive 18.2, so we've probably got to go that way. So it drops down again. Where's my ship gone? It's got to be here somewhere. There it is. Right, we're roughly 750. A bit more to get to about there. So we're 759. What I'm going to do now is we're going to we need to go this way to get to the prime meridian. I'm just going to walk this way to get to the prime meridian. So we're roughly about there. We've got to find the ship. Where are you, ship? There were 751. I'm going to turn north. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to drop a... Now that's going to serve as two purposes. One is that I know if the ship and the temporary marker line up, we have a line which we can follow. But more importantly is that when we get away a certain distance, because we need to go another 750 meters, but we do need now to start scanning quite regularly. So we're just going to keep going. We need to walk this way. There's a lashy plant there. Just keep out away from him. When you're walking north, if you go slightly to the left of the north, so the north isn't exactly in front of you, you decrease the coordinates. If you go the opposite way, it increases them. So you can just kind of correct your path as you go. Right, if I look back now, if you see the navigation beacon, we're now 413 from that, but you see the ship, we're now 1,169. I'm going to be very interested to see whether that will actually go, when that will actually flip over the lash plant there. So we're going to keep going this way. Look round. See if we can see. I'm not expecting a grave and the poles. I don't think that the poles themselves actually don't lend themselves that much to. Yeah, right. Where is the? That's the North Pole. Where's the South Pole? There it is. There. So we're now 544 from the marker, and you can see now that once you get over, say, about 1,200 units, the starship turns to time arrival. So we need to go a little bit further. Right, we're now 776. So we're so effective, and you can see that the time distance is 603. Now, and what I want to do is just make a note of that. So we're roughly 1500 units, correlates to 6.03 walking distance. I'm hoping that this will eventually set up a pattern. Now what I am going to do is bring the ship in here, because the ship's going to be a key marker. And what I need to do now, in fact, we'll just jump in the ship. And see, this is another annoying factor. If you look at the bottom left-hand side, is that one annoying factor is the fact that when you get into the ship after being in environmental protection, it covers up the coordinates. So our starting coordinates is minus 84.30, and I'm just going to put that as 00, because that's going to be our start. And so our starting coordinates is minus 84.3 degrees north or south, or whatever you want to call it, and then it's minus 0.81. So that is our starting location. Now comes the fun bit. What we got to do is we're going to walk this way to get to see how far away we've got. And what we've got to do now is try and I don't want to go north. This is where it gets a little bit tricky, because oops, there's another creature just there. I think that's the last of the rare creatures. So we've now, the last creature is flying creature, and we got all of them. We can't get attacked by flying creatures. So we're now what I want to do now is just look around, and this is where, so what we're going to do now is walk around the planet. So I need a guideline, and we've got to be around 84.30. That's the rate where we need to go, slightly towards the north. I think north is that, south is that way. South, sorry. We're just gonna have to keep walking round. Oh, there's a damaged machinery here. Now, doing it this way, there is some leeway to wander around a little bit. Got an underwater protection unit. Okay, it was just. And what I've got to do is every so often we're going to have to stop and look round. Quite a bit of a pyramid there. That's pretty cool. What we got over there? We got metal fingers. Kind of the ship's there, so we've got to walk round this. Get out of the way of him. Now, I'll be completely upfront. I'm not expecting too much in this area. So oops, we got some. I want to pick up the buried technology. Okay. Up the damaged machinery. Keep looking round, see if we can see it. Now, of course, we've got overlapping fields, so I am going to keep my eye open for some dioxide. There's a monolith down there, 489, but I'm not going to go for any buildings or anything. Anyway, guys, this is going to be a little bit of a grind to start with. So what I'll do is I'll just keep walking, and if I turn up anything, I will be right back. Okay, welcome back. And what I'm doing at the moment is just stocking up on a little bit of dioxide, partly just to alleviate the tedium, and I am getting through quite a lot of the resources. Now, the other thing is that I've strayed a little bit too far north, and I found the easiest way to correct the latitude is to effectively just walk like this direction back to where I'm meant to be. And of course, going to the dioxide took me slightly off course anyway. I think it's easier to do this. So we need to get back to 84.3. So we're just gonna. So what you need to do is just when you can walk slightly left of north, so that you're still kind of putting on some longitude at the same time. Right, nearly back to it. So just go this way. Okay, yeah, we'll just keep. We can kind of angle a little bit that way. We've got to pick these up just for the fun of it. Anything to alleviate the tedium. I'm just going to put that there. Yes, thank you, game. It means I can be quite extravagant. You can see here I've got picked up a glowing mineral. Got some tritium. Not that I really need it, but so we're now back to 84.47. So we're oops, I've just walked into a. So we can start now to angle back this way. And the other thing I found is that if you can pick up a target, anything, I mean anything of value or interest. I mean if nothing else does, just pick a frostwall. And what that does is gives you an idea of distance. So that, and what I've been doing is kind of roughly every 100 odd units is stopping and scanning around, because of course we're looking for graves. So it's quite important that we keep that focus there. In many ways, a coal planet is probably the ideal for doing this type of search. So I'm just going to look around again. There's the ship. We're 10 minutes away from the ship. And we're north that way, so we've got to go this way. We're going to walk around the hole. Anyway, I'll see you once I get to the secondary meridian, which is about 60 units that way. Okay guys, welcome back. I've been plowing around the thing. I think I must be close to a base or something. So I'm going to have to try and leg it out of here, because I don't want to call my shipping, because that's going to mess up my coordinates. Absolutely no idea. I think they're attacking something over there. There must be a base nearby. It's over there. They're attacking that base at 316. I'm trying to think of a way that I could do that pirate raid without messing up the coordinates. Actually, the ship is on... Oh, you are annoying me. Okay, we're just going to drop a marker there. What I'm going to have to do is don't want to call in my other ship. What I will do is call in my Explorer Scout. And and then work. Okay, if you're going to keep annoying me, we're going to go and do our duty. On the positive side, we'll get ourselves a little bit of loot. So in some ways, this ship is actually the better of the two. Yeah. So it looks like I may have to refine my plans a little bit. Where are you? Okay. So what we're going to do is put this ship back down on the marker. Yeah, you can repair yourself. Right, we've just gone ranked up with the callbacks. Right, what I can do is I've got a load of junk in here, which I can offload.
No free slots in ship inventory.
Oh wow, the ship inventory is full. Okay, that is a little bit unfortunate. We're gonna have to dump some of this stuff then. Put you there. Phosphorus back there. I can refine these. I've got a life support module that I don't need. What's this one? This is 85% life support tanks and 46%. Well, yeah, what we can do is dismantle that, move you over there. And I've also got an underwater support module. We can move that there and install that. We can double that up. Having double water support is probably useful. So we've got a wiring loom. Okay. Before we leave, actually, I picked up some tritium somewhere. That can go in the star. Let me just see. Gonna use some uranium up. Right, so we got our inventory. Oops. Okay. Too much going on. Right, I've got to reorientate myself. That is north. Up that way. Where am I? Right, that is south that way. Ship is... Oh, I've lost my ship. That's messed things up a bit, isn't it? I'm going to have to do Dead Reckoning now. Okay, I've messed it up again. Right, what we're going to have to do is... I was heading towards the ship, so we're going to have to ignore the ship now. And what I'm going to have to do is do Dead Reckoning. South is that way, so we got to head in this direction. Okay guys, welcome back. What I've done is I've actually gone all the way around the planet and we're back to my original ship here. So if I jump back into this ship, that means I've now got back to where I'm meant to be. Unfortunately, it's a bit further than I had to go due to my mistake. So what I've got to do now is where our current location is 8430 minus 770. So what I've got to do now is go back this way. Can't remember. Let me just work this out. Right, what we got to do now is go back this way 750 units. So, which will then put me back to where I was before, or where I meant to be. Because what I've done is I've gone all the way around the moon in a circle, but what I was meant to do is stop 750 units short of the ship. So I'm gonna have to go back this way. Just make sure, yeah. So I'm just going to go back this way, 750. Oh, ha! I was stood here trying to calculate my position, and we've got ourselves a trader. Unfortunately, well, I could. Let me just get this guy him. So offer to trade. We need to have a little bit of a big offload here. Junk, sell microprocessors, sell the geodesites, the dirty bronze, the keen effigies. The one thing I've noticed is that you can't seem to switch to the ship. So, oops, what am I doing? So what I'm going to do is, when it comes to the starship, don't go away. Wait. I'm going to have a pretty big offload here. Sell that, sell the geodesite, sell the Herax, sell the probably sell the carbon nanotubes as well. I want the right, hang on, don't go away. Want to sell that, that. Sell the silver as well. Wait, don't stop wandering away. We're just gonna. Don't really want to buy your ship. I'll sell the Idrisites, the King Daggers. Normally, I would try and get that. We could probably sell the rusted metal. We're going to pick up loads of that anyway, and the silver. Right, what have you got here? I could do with picking up some of these. I want some cheap ones. I'm going to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. You can go away now, please. And where our current position is 47.29. And of course, I've kind of half messed things up a little bit here, in the sense that I've actually brought my ship in, but I was stood roughly at 750 units from the ship, so this is going to be our new starting point, I think. Right, let me just get this here. Yeah, this is not going according to plan. I'm sure the game is conspiring against me. Now, the reason I bought this tech is not so much that I want to use it. What's this? Banned photo. I want to install it and then dismantle it, because what I want is the wiring looms. Again, just install it, dismantle it. What else we got here? Starship shield module. We could take a quick look at it. 2919. That's actually a better shield strength, so we could dismantle that one, move you up to there. We've got suspicious shield strength again, put you in there. You're only 7%, we can get rid of you again. Install you. What are you? You're a photon drive. You're 518. The boost is 5, maneuverability is 18. No, I think we're dismantle you as well. The reason I'm looking for the wiring looms is that there are some techs that I want to install on some of my other ships. Oh, 2530, that's actually better than that one, isn't it? So dismantle you, move you up to there. Oops. So I'm just going to jump in the ship, and quick look. Don't have an economy scanner stored in this ship, but I don't really need it at the moment. The other thing also We've got a plasma launcher, not interested in that. Yeah, it's the other ships that I'm interested in. So we are now in this position, and we are in, let me just write this down. So actually we can do it in the ship. What am I on about? We'll just use the ship itself. So our second position is minus 84.39, so we're kind of 300ths away from there. Our new starting position is now 29.25, so 750 units longitude, and says relates to 29.25 degrees at the moment. Now what we've got to do next is I've got to go north 1500. So we've got to start going directly north now, because what that's going to do is give us our new research circuit. So we need to go north 1500 units, because we need to keep scanning, looking this way. And of course we've got a dirty great rock mountain thing in the middle of it. Apologies for the confusion, but hopefully you're understanding now. Because we're not going all the way round, well, what we shouldn't have done is gone all the way to the ship. We should have stopped 750 units short of the starting point. So what's happening is we're slowly moving back round the moon in steps of 750. But where's my ship? 395. We've got quite a long way to go yet, so we do need to scan. So just keep scanning around. We can only really need to scan in front of us at the moment. So we're going to go due north 1500 units, but of course I think when we get to about 750, something like that, we're going to have to drop the marker again. Let's just get over the hole. Right, we're now roughly where this rock is 750, so we're now going to drop the temporary marker, because we've got to go another 750, and so that we can, because what basically in theory I've scanned out as far as this point all the way around the moon. So what we got to do now is keep going north another 750, so that we can actually put a marker down. That will be the starting point for our next circuit around the actual moon. Okay guys, welcome back. We are now 761. So if I just walk back a little bit like that, where we can, and what I'm going to do now is just going to summon in the ship again. Drop the ship there. That puts the ship there. Let me just mark the... Okay, I've drifted a little bit with respect to the starting location, or the longitude. But our new starting point is 78.78 minus 27.80. So what that means is we've now got to walk all the way around the planet, or the moon, sorry. So we're going to have to set off in this direction again, like this. And so north is that way, and we've got to stay within. So effectively what we're doing at the moment is going down the planet in intervals of roughly 5 degrees. That's, well, 4.5 degrees. So what I'm going to do now is set off in this direction. It's going to be exactly the same process as before, nothing particularly too exciting, and just need to do a reload. And if you're interested, so far it's, since we started, it's taken me about an hour and a half of gameplay to do one circuit of the moon. And we'll just mark that damaged machinery. So what I'm going to do now is set off around again and see if we can actually find anything, because of course we've got to keep scanning, especially towards the north or south. That's the south, and the north. The north is probably more important if I can find it, because that's technically new territory, although both sides is new territory all around us. That's the idea behind this search. There's will be a slight overlap because of the range of the scanner, and so we're going to need to stay. We're kind of drifting a little bit already because we're actually heading north. Oh, we got some. We're going to keep the rusted metal because I sold it to that trader. And there's a. Oh well. Going back the wrong way. Going back the wrong way. I think using this search pattern, you've got to be a lot more vigilant with respect to where you're going and what you're doing. I think you do need a bit of a distant marker to be able to stay on track. So we're a little bit off track at the moment, but I can fix that. Because what's it? Where are we? We're 78.20. We need to be 78.78. So we need to kind of angle slightly towards the north. Got a dioxide deposit over there. I think I'm going to recharge my dioxide a little bit. So that would be an opportunity to get back roughly on track again. So I'm just going to head that direction. Okay guys, welcome back. I've just been plodding around the planet. You can see I'm still holding roughly the correct latitude, and we've just passed the opposite meridian. So I'm halfway round this circuit. Just to show you out of curiosity, you can see I haven't made much impact on the bottom at the moment, but this isn't particularly that accurate. Still haven't found the last creature, and so far not a lot has been happening. So we're just going to move forward a little bit further throughout the scan. There doesn't seem to be that much on this moon. I'm not seeing anything particularly great. There's a buried mineral formation there. Highlight of this trip so far. So we're just going to dig that out. Because of course I do need to improve my. Let's just grab the hive. And we're just. I mean, I've kind of accumulated a certain amount of junk. We've got a photon cannon module here as well. I'm not exactly. Don't actually have enough space inside our multi-tool anymore. Oh well, that's the way it goes. We've got some lemonum. The only way I've found so far to kind of try and keep on track is by marking a something a little bit in the distance to say that is the direction I want to go, and then I'm whoops. Yeah, I keep forgetting about thermal protection. Got plenty of dark sight, and then what I do is I kind of head in that direction but correct my kind of latitude as I go. So I'm going to carry on doing my plodding across the planet. If nothing happens, I will see you once I get back to the ship again, and that will complete 2 circuits of the moon. And then maybe we may need to switch tactics a little bit later on, but I'll think about that while I'm actually plodding across the moon here. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, welcome back. I don't think I'm going to be able to get all the way around the planet in this video. So what I want to do is I need to make some space. So what I'm going to do is come in here and going to start turning these into nanites. And I've also got some various bits and pieces here. So we've got some emerald. That's just going to come out as nanites probably. Yep. And that is nanites. So that's the first lot of nanites done. Get that there. Just whoops, just so much junk. Whoops. Perhaps if I actually switch the converter on. This is where I'm going to leave it for this session. What I will do in the next part is carry on this search platform. I've got an idea to possibly speed it up, but I'll talk about that in the next part. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Enjoy the holidays, and more importantly, stay safe. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.